Hello, everybody. How are y'all doing? I hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Millie, Lisa 54, Janice. Thank y'all for being here. Let's see who else we got up in here. Marion, thanks for being here. And Lisa Hope and Sin. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all being here. Y'all are so sweet. Hey, Virgo Angel. Thanks for being here. Hope everybody's good. We have been super busy at work this week. It's rodeo week. Woohoo! So it all started today. Setup is going. I'm already tired of work. And it's going to be a long week. Hey, Cornbread. Sound of Silence. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate y'all so much. So, how's everybody doing? Everybody good? I hope so. We are going to do some talking tonight, and we're going to talk about the Crawfords. We know we've heard their names mentioned in Summer's case, and thought, why not? Let's talk about them. So, let's get busy. Here we go. So, we're going to start with Ricky Crawford Sr. We know that Mr. Crawford died when he was 63 years old, and he passed on March the 9th of 2022. We know he was a senior. Senior was a deacon at the House of Prayer Church. Now, this is the church where, if y'all remember when JLR did his video and he met up with Brandon and they went walking through the woods, that little brown small building is the House of Prayer Church. It's a very, very small church. Yes. Yes, in that little brown church. I don't know. It gives me creepy vibes when I see it. But yeah, he was a deacon there. Very involved in the church. I've often wondered about that church. I kind of wonder, is it like a cult type of church? Friend of mine and I had this conversation. There used to be them snake churches way back in the mountains and stuff. Kind of makes me wonder. With blacked out windows. Yes, Lisa. Isn't that just, who's going to black out their windows for church? But yeah, I've always questioned that church. And there is hardly anything you can find on it. I have tried to find something on that church. Can't find anything. I have tried to find the address. I couldn't even find the address. Looks like a porta potty. Yeah, it really does. It's so itty bitty. I don't know. They can't fit many people in there. Oh, Virgo. I would not doubt it. I would not doubt that there is a satanic cult in Tennessee. There is some creepy stuff going on for sure. Yes, the snake handler churches. Oh, no joke. No joke. I would no. First time I see him pull a snake out, I gone. Bye. See y'all later. And it won't be in there. Yeah. I don't know. Yes, I almost said the S word. Rub it in, Annabella. Rub it in. I've got a fly or something driving me crazy today. But yes, the little creepy church. And I'm serious. I have no address whatsoever that I can find on this church. It is not listed on Google. I don't know. Makes you wonder, though. That just makes it even more. I don't know. But as far as Senior goes, per Fred, he said that Ellie found a mattress on his property. Now, this is Daddy Crawford. On Knott Hollow Road, where he lived, Ellie was searching for Summer. They found a mattress on his property. And Fred said that they did do DNA. I'd like to know what was on that mattress. Whose DNA was that? Just laying out there in the woods on his property. He was part of a drug ring that got busted. He was warned to get out, so he did, per his daughter telling that story. She said after he got out, he got saved and he led a good life. So, yeah, the good life is what he led. He lived not far from Solomon Temple's church. His wife's name was Liz. I believe she was formerly a Dykes, married to a Dykes. Her daughter's name was Frances Dykes. His daughter's name was Marina Crawford. Her son was Lonnie Dykes, and his son was Ricky Crawford Jr. Now, there's not a whole lot to find on Daddy Crawford there, but we do know that Fred talked about him a little bit, and Fred had said that back in the day, Senior and Don Wells used to run Coke together back in the day. He also said that Ricky Sr. came to him. Hey, Selena, thanks for being here. But he said that Senior had came to him and told him that Don had came and talked to him right after Summer got gone. And his words were, Don said that they had to sacrifice Summer for their sins. Now, that to me is one of the creepiest things I've ever heard a father say. I don't know how to put it any other way. But if what Ricky Sr. was telling that was the truth, could you imagine? Could you imagine? And for him to be a deacon of a church, and that was the truth, why would he not have called law enforcement on that? Because sacrifices should have died out a long time ago. Just saying. Maybe that's not so uncommon. I have heard it say that Ricky Sr. was known as one of the elders. Hey, One Love. Thanks for being here. So Ricky Sr. was one of the elders. Would that be considered one of the uppers? Never know. We don't know what they think out there. And when Summer first came up missing, I thought this was very, very peculiar here, but Ricky Crawford Sr. would not let them search his property. They asked, he said no. So there's that. What are you supposed to think when somebody won't let you get on their property to search for a missing child? Makes you wonder. So, you know, we've got the dad, who's definitely the leader. Then you've got Junior, and Ricky Crawford Jr. has a little bit of a past. April 20th or April 2023, him and his girlfriend was at Harry Richmond's house when law enforcement came in. All four were arrested. Ricky and Celeste Taylor were charged with the same things: possession, manufacturing, delivering, sale of methamphetamine. Both of them were charged with those things. The other two were charged with additional charges. The other two men that were in the house got those charges, as well as controlled substance, meth, firearms. All that was found in that house with the four of them there. And from what I read, they were definitely in the process of making. Miss Ziggy Hill, how you doing, lady? Thanks for being here. I love the sound of Ziggy Hill. That's so cute. Hawkins County Sheriff, their narcotics unit, along with the 3rd Judicial Drug Task Force, Churchill Police, the Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosive Units. All were on scene when they came and entered the house and did the bust. Hey, Cocoa Pot. Thanks for being here. So they were all involved. That's a lot of different units being there. Just if they thought maybe they had drugs in there. So is this something they've been waiting and watching them for a long time? I don't know. No, I couldn't find nothing else on it. But I don't think that you're going to have 4 different agencies that are pretty big agencies to show up just to go check to see if there's drugs in a house. So Ricky Jr. is with his girlfriend, Celeste Taylor. Now, she was married to Earl Taylor. The day after Summer come up missing, her husband, Earl Taylor, was found floating face down in the river right outside of Kingsville. It was, from what I've heard, just close to 2 weeks later, she was living with Ricky Crawford Jr. It just seems kind of fishy that within 2 weeks she's moving in with the Crawford after her husband come up missing. And then they found him the very next day. I always wondered what he knew about Summer's disappearance, and maybe that's what it was. Maybe I always wondered that, but no way to know. Now let's talk about Marlena, because that's who I really wanted to talk about today. So Elizabeth Marlena Crawford, she has a little girl named Journey. Journey was Summer's best friend. This is the little girl that stayed with the Wells. Marlena stayed with them. And I listened to Lip's channel, and y'all can go there and listen to the interview if you want to. But she said in an interview that Candace told me she was washing dishes and Summer was outside on her swing. Candace looked down, and when she looked back up, Summer was gone. She also told Lips that Candace called her on the 14th, the day before, that evening, and told her that Summer was gone. June 14th at 7:30 that night, when she called Marlena, supposedly, she told her Summer was gone, that she was missing. She also said that she had all the paperwork done to take custody of Waylon when he was born. I had never heard anything like that. But yes, Fred, I mentioned that. And I want to know, Fred, whose DNA was on that daggone mattress? I want to know. I want to know whose DNA was, because I did hear that they would not let them search the property. So I want to know whose DNA was on that mattress. But yeah, Marlena said that she had all the paperwork to take custody of Waylon when he was born. So I wonder what happened to that. I wonder, why didn't she get custody of Waylon if she had all the paperwork? I don't know. Never heard it before until then. We know that Marlena stayed on 110 with the Wells for a long time. At one time, her boyfriend was there, and I believe that they stayed on top of the roof outside. We've heard Dawn talk about her several times, about her stealing from them. Hi, Lip Lock. Thanks for being here. And we know that she did steal birth certificates and would sell those. Who the heck needs to buy a birth certificate? I don't get that one, but who knows? Now, little Journey, her daughter, and her were staying at the Wells. Well, Marlena come up where she took off, left Journey there with them, and Journey had been there with them for a while. And I've heard a couple of different stories on who finally said that the little girl's got to go to her grandmother's house or whatever. I don't know. I've heard Grandis took her. I've heard Dawn took her. So I don't know for sure who took the little girl, but somebody took the little girl to Marlena's mother. And Marlena was pissed. And this is the Saturday before Summer come up missing. So I always wonder, did her mother call and chew her out because she's out partying, drinking, doing drugs, whatever she's doing? Is that something that makes her mad enough that she could have took Summer? Could she have had someone else take Summer? I don't know, but it does make you wonder. Now, according to Marlena, Journey had told her mother that when she was there right before she was taken to her grandmother's house, that Candace was packing Summer's bag because Summer had to go away. You know, if that's the truth, that is significant. That is huge, if that's the truth. But how do we know it's the truth? I mean, you can't question the little girl. And all we have is her mother's word on it. And we know her mother, has a pretty bad background as far as drugs and drinking and stuff. So do you trust her? Do we not trust her? But for this part about Candace packing a bag for Summer, because she had to go away, they take the little girl back to her grandmother's house on Saturday. On Tuesday, Summer is gone. We're talking 3 days. That's just kind of makes you stop and wonder, because does that mean they were taking Summer somewhere that she would be okay? She could possibly still be alive. Somebody's possibly looking after her and taking care of her. Or is it more what Ricky Crawford Sr. said, that Don said he had to sacrifice her for their sins? I would like to believe this little girl, because little girls don't always think to the point of wanting to tell a story that's not true, especially about their friend. If she thought Summer was fixing to go away or something, she might have been sad about it. So I would like to think that that's the true story, because the other story that Don supposedly said doesn't sound so good. Not for Summer. But I wonder, did law enforcement know about this conversation? I wonder if law enforcement even questioned them. Did they question the little girl? Did they ask her what she saw or heard? Because that could be huge. Or is it just another thing Ronnie Lawson's trying to cover up? Because they failed again if they didn't ask this little girl questions. Marlena also said in this interview with Lips that her daddy told her that Donnie come over and had said that they had to sacrifice Summer for their sins. And once again, I question, if he was a deacon in a church, did he call law enforcement and tell them that? Because that's definitely something to be told if that's the truth. But for some reason, this area, these people, they don't want to talk to law enforcement. They don't feel it necessary, I guess, to talk to law enforcement. The only time Jody Sue talks to law enforcement is when she's going to snitch on somebody, I guess. But I mean, we got a mattress in their yard. They say, no, you can't search this property. They saw the mattress go get the DNA from that mattress. Whose DNA was on it? I want to know whose DNA. I want to know if Summer was ever near that mattress. Because Here we got this little family here. All of them have had their dealings with drugs, drinking, partying. Ricky Crawford Jr.'s already kind of got that little bit of a connection to someone dying the day after. Yes, Fred. I want to know whose HHR that was sitting at the Simpson Loop Beach Creek. I remember you saying that. I wish we knew. I wish we knew. There is so many questions. And I seriously am thinking nothing's being done. We're asking more questions than law enforcement is. I mean, hell, they let a registered S offender go out and search for Little Summer just weeks after he got out of the pen. That's horrible. Horrible. But Ronnie Lawson thought that was just fine and dandy. Does he think it's fine and dandy that, the Crawfords, the senior has information from the father? The little granddaughter here is telling a story about Summer's mama packing her bags because she's got to go on a trip. Summer does. Do they even care to know about those things? Could it possibly be that they were packing Little Summer's bags to go on a trip where they actually sacrificed their daughter to trafficking? Could that be it? Could it be one whole full story there? Because it's possible. It's very possible. But I don't know that law enforcement's ever dug that deep. They're too busy waiting for the leaves to fall off the trees before they do a second search, according to Ronnie Lawson, so they could see better. Never mind that there's a little 5-year-old girl somewhere. They're just going to wait. They're just going to wait. So maybe they were waiting to ask these questions. And then Senior passed away. And then maybe it's, she's just a little girl. She probably don't know what she's talking about. So we'll just pass. Is that how Ronnie Lawson thinks? Is that how he investigates? Exactly, Lip Lock. Or maybe they're not digging because way too many people are involved. Way too many people are involved. I think the one huge thing that Candace said, Dawn said, Candace said she was afraid of the people that might be involved. Dawn said it's big. It's going to be bigger than anyone ever could imagine. And I think they're right. Could it be that Mr. Ricky Crawford Sr. was known as one of the elders? A lot more than we realize, Fred said. Candace talked about the uppers. They wouldn't allow her to do something. The uppers wouldn't like it. So I question, what is law enforcement doing? Here's these people refuse to search. on their property. Well, that makes them suspect to me. Then you're finding this mattress. Then you're having the dad of the little girl missing go and talk to the father of the house and tell him he sacrificed his daughter for his sins. That's huge. And here's a little girl talking about her best friend, her little best friend. Two innocent little girls. And little Journey says to her mother, she saw Candace packing a bag for Summer, and she was told Summer had to go away. She was going on a trip. So, is that it? Could it be? Because at this point, anything's possible. Virgo, we're going to be doing some talking about that fella pretty soon. He's on the list. So, there's not a whole lot more I can find out about this little family. But I wanted to talk about this because you have a deacon of a church that gets critical information told to him by the father. I want to know if he told law enforcement. I would like to know that. And if the mother was packing the bags to send Summer on a trip, did they know the people they were giving their daughter to? Because maybe that's why they've been drowned in their tears. Maybe that's why they've been doing the drugs. Are they trying to forget about who they handed their daughter off to? Could that be it? Because it's very possible. It's very possible that Dawn was actually home that day when Summer got home with her mom and her grandma. Very possible. Maybe he's the one that drove her down that hill. Maybe he said, hey, meet me at the bottom of the driveway down there. I'll beat you in my car. So we'll race. Maybe there's her scent. And then it just stops at the end of the road where she might have possibly climbed in the truck with her daddy. Who knows? Maybe he sent her down there and somebody else was waiting for her. Maybe that was arranged. We don't know. But we're not going to stop right now talking about it all. We're not going to do it. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep digging into people. But guys, this story with Ricky Crawford Sr., he told his daughter that story. He told Fred Hill that story. Little girls saying Summer's mom was packing her bags. She's going on a trip. So who did they sacrifice their daughter to? That could be huge. Dawn was home earlier on the 15th. Fred has said it all along. And Fred, is there a connection between Frank Light and the Crawfords? I have no clue on that one, Oreo, but maybe Fred could help us with that one. Yes, Tim's obsession is creepy. Tim is creepy. He's weird. But the whole thing is crazy weird, you know? A little girl doesn't just vanish. And you can't just stop talking about her, because I honestly believe that's what they've wanted all along, it to just fade off. And okay, Oreo, not that Fred knows of. There's not a connection there family wise. So, but I'm sure they know of each other. The families have been there for a long time in that area. So I don't know. I was writing all this up, taking all my notes, looking through them, getting it all laid out. And those two things stood out to me so huge, because those two would kind of fit together. So I don't know, guys. I really don't know. And it's so frustrating because you dig and you look and I'm spending hours on the computer and digging into stuff as much as I can. And I just get so flustered because I want more. I want more information. And it's just not there. It's just not there. So we can only do so much. They did live on the same road, Fred said, Oreo. So I'm sure they know who each other are. Yeah, well, now Liplock, Don did say the first thing he did was go to Frank Light's door, go banging on it. And, Frank told him, get out of there. But heck, I would have done the same thing. That man had just got out of jail for doing something bad with children. So, yeah, he would have been my first choice to go knocking on the door. But phone just fell. Sorry, guys. Anyways, so yeah, we're going to keep poking around. We're going to keep digging around. I'm going to start digging pretty deep into Tim Mullins next. Oh, gotcha, Carolyn. Well, in school in Memphis. Memphis has a satanic club in school? Elementary school? Oh my gosh. Y'all, that's so sad. That's horrible. A satanic club, and they're trying to get little kids in it. Lord have mercy on us. On those babies. How sad. But we're seeing more and more of that stuff every day, and it's just so horrible. And I've got grandbabies that I'm just scared for them and what their futures are going to be like. Lord have mercy. It's starting in school. Oh, that is bad. That is bad. Little Summer. Lolly, if you have any questions, please contact me. I will, Fred, because it's hard to find some of those questions that I got. And like the Crawfords, I could find more on Marlena than I could on Ricky Jr. But I got a lot of stuff off of her Facebook page. And then she did that interview with Lips, so that helped. But thank you, Fred. I will get with you. But the kids can't wear a cross on their neck. Exactly, Lisa. Exactly. It is so sad these days. But y'all think of little Summer up there playing, being a little country girl, running barefooted, running around, playing with their brothers, just living life to the fullest. Getting mad when her brothers beat up on her, beat her at a game. This little innocent baby girl. And yet, was she sacrificed? It really does make you wonder. It really, really does. It's sickening to think about it. Yes, Cocoa Pop. She had all them freaks around her. I mean, it's horrible to even think about it. It's horrible. And yet, the parents, they didn't see anything wrong with having, in a way, yes, they did for the dope. Yeah. Mm-mm-mm. I tell you, these parents didn't have a problem whatsoever just hanging out with people who did things to children. I mean, heck, look at Jody Sue. She took her kids with her to her tattoo guy and hurried up to get to him before he went to the pen for doing things to kids. Mm, mm. Yeah, there's probably a ton of them that aren't registered. So it's a sad, sad place that these little kids are having to live in. Shoot, I remember when I was a girl, life was so different, so carefree, just simple, simple, simple. And now then I raised my kids, and it was different then when I raised my kids. They played outside, went all over the neighborhood, and street light came on. They were heading home. All the kids in the neighborhood started scattering once that street light came on. Yes, Ronnie Lawson and his son are involved in the stuff themselves. That's what I've been saying. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, I tell you, I really think Ronnie Lawson doesn't want Summer found. If he did, he would have searched a little wider out. If he did, he would have made more of an effort instead of, yeah, Lisa, our mamas knew everything we were doing. Everything. But yeah, Ronnie Lawson would have not been on a news interview saying we're doing our second search for little Summer. We waited till this time of the year till the leaves fell off the trees. You freaking idiot. If there was any evidence anywhere, it's done covered up by all the leaves off the trees. And why are you going to wait almost 6 months later? It was ridiculous. It was like October. And he's all proud because they're doing their second search. He didn't want Summer found. Look at the effort that was made for Carly Trent just 5 years before Summer went missing. Around the same area there. He had tons and tons and tons of volunteers. And it was 2 volunteers that found that little girl. But he didn't want any outsiders to come in and help for looking for Summer. That doesn't make sense to me. I agree, Oreo. Why wasn't the landfill search? I mean, it was pretty close. And yet, what about the yellow car that went speeding past? You know, why didn't somebody stop that? A little girl was missing, and you got a yellow car hauling ass past you, and you're not going to stop it and check what's inside. What was the hurry? Make that make sense. Rhonda, I don't know if Ronnie is related to the Trents. I don't know. Exactly, Lisa Hope. I mean, I don't know where that reward money went to. Supposedly got divided up, which I think is kind of crappy because people gave their hard-earned money for that. And they gave it for Summer. It should have went into a trust fund of some sort, and if Summer wasn't found, then her brothers could have maybe possibly had it. Fred, do you know if Ronnie Lawson and the Trents are related? Yeah, Lisa Hope. He is shady. You know, Miriam, that picture of Little Summer and Journey, it was taken on Easter Sunday. So that was what, March, April, kind of in that area there. And then let's see, Ben Hill was the first place they searched. Yes. Fred, do you know if Ronnie Lawson and the little Trent girl, her family, were they related? I don't know. Yeah, I would like to know what he whispered to him as well. But it's just so obvious. So obvious that they really, yes, they are related. Okay. Well, that is interesting. So he'll look for his kinfolk, but he won't look for a little girl that's not related. And they were pretty much the only people out in that area that's pretty much not related, right? Most everybody's connected somehow out there. Yeah, she looked horrible in that Easter picture and then comes up missing in June. But that picture, she's just all crouchety over. She looked like a little old lady and so sickly. He whispered to Donna in court as well. So what's Ronnie Lawson up to? Whispering in their ears. Mm-mm-mm. My goodness. That's crazy. That's some shady stuff going on. And y'all stop and think about it. The guy that's going to take Ronnie Lawson's place has been with Ronnie Lawson for quite a while. He's learned a lot from Ronnie Lawson. So if Pruitt's the one that takes over, it's not going to be any better out there. He's a freak whisperer. Coco, that's funny. That's funny. I love it. Love that. That's pretty funny. But yeah, the freak whisperer. Oh my goodness. I tell you, this case, there's got to be something. There's got to be something. Somehow, some way, Summer's got to be found, or at least somewhere to start. Because right now we don't even have a place to start. The only real facts we have in this whole place, this whole area, this whole case, the only thing that's a fact is that Summer Moon Utah Wells is not there no more. She's gone. That's a fact. I get so sick thinking about it because there's so many people in that area that we have heard say, I don't know them, I don't know them. And then they end up being related. Andy Bernard's the worst at it. Not saying that makes him guilty of anything. I'm just saying every time somebody asks him a question, he didn't know them. Well, we find out he's related to them or he worked with them or there's always a connection somewhere. So Pruitt thinks Summer was taken by wild animals. Lord help us. Don't you think there would be blood trails? Not to be gory and gross, but there would be pieces of her clothing and you know, Carolyn. Or he can't remember. Exactly, Sin. Oh. Yeah, that's it, Lisa. Somebody has to talk. That's the only way we are ever going to know. Good golly. That Pruitt guy, he was so put out by Andy calling him. They're not looking for Summer. They're not trying very hard. And they're so put off by YouTube. But yet, if it wasn't for us on YouTube and on Facebook and on TikTok, you know, social media, then little Summer's face would have already vanished, just off to the side. Because we're the ones that's keeping it going. Because I'm not sure they are. And I may be wrong. They may be working really, really, really hard. But I'm just not sure how hard. Yeah, Lisa, that's just so far-fetched. I can't. Yeah. There would be a trace. The dogs would have found her. They will face judgment one day. They sure as heck will. I don't know. And, you know, for being downright honest, I want to know how daggum Jody Sue knew to go searching for Summer before anybody told her. That's what I want to know. Because she just knew. Yes, Lisa, exactly. Ronnie thought she would just be forgotten about. It won't take long. This will die off. No, nobody will be talking about it. Psh, she's just a little country girl. Nobody don't even know her. But surprise. Almost 3 years later, and here we are. Yeah, Millie, I agree with you. I don't think that's it. I'm really starting to wonder is what Crawford Sr. said to Fred Hill exactly what Don said to him? Was that true? And was Summer's mama packing her bags for her to go away? I'm really starting to wonder that one. I don't know. Yeah, she kept her mouth shut. Yeah, she's a whole hot ass mess. But I've had several rants on that one, so we've already covered her a long time ago, and then not too long ago, and in the middle of that. Yes, Oreo. Yes, yes, yes. You know, I mean, you listen to the Sharfie video I did. Sharfie was in the truck with Tony Hammonds when he tried to get that little boy in the truck, but they didn't arrest Sharfie because they didn't think he knew what his friend was doing. Then his friend comes up getting arrested just about a year later because he had inappropriate pictures of children. What is it with these sick mofos out there? That's disgusting. Disgusting. It says, wait, what? If you, wait, where is that? I gotta find it. It says, if you Google, where did that go? I can't find it. Okay, hold on. I gotta go up here. Here, let me see. If you Google JSB, it says Vice President 0% shell oil. That is a front for trafficking. Oh. Hmm. Well, isn't that dandy? Yes. Yes, Lisa. His daddy was working there. Isn't that something? So, yeah, just too many connections out there, guys. Too many connections. Too many people that I feel like they know, and they're not going to tell on their friends. You know, there's connections every which way, and his daddy's girlfriend, too. Yes. All these connections, all the bad doings out there. Oh, good night, Borrowed. I love you. Feel better. But all these connections, all these bad doings, all these sickos, and some of them just get a pat on the hand. I mean, we know Lawson's son. I mean, come on, that's pretty obvious. Who gets a 19-year reduced sentence? And then you just go spend a couple months in jail and then you get out with an ankle bracelet. Isn't that sweet? Those poor girls. Look at Don. I will. Now, I've heard about that. I heard you say that, Fred, and I watched that video with you and Kathy, and you were showing that house. And I had heard about that. I mean, why would he need to do that? I don't know. There's too many people that it's horrible. And Fred, wasn't that out there by the backside of Laurel Run Park, right? Out there, kind of where Cotton Simpson's house was at, over that direction. Don't get me started. I know. I did a live about them too. Him and his daddy. Yes. Okay. Yeah. I thought it was over there. Yeah. I tell you. There's too much. It's just too much. And somebody knows. Somebody out there knows. It may be the parents, might be a neighbor, might be somebody at the church, but somebody knows. Somebody knows. And they need to tell. Yes. Yes, Lisa. That's right. I forgot all about that. Yeah, look at the doctor that was arrested for messing with kids. And he was the one that said the Trent girl wasn't messed with. A lot of protection going on out there, all over the place. And, you know, guys, I'm not just picking on that area there. This is going on all around the world. We're just focused on this area. But these are things that's happening all over the place. And it's sick. Don also said lots of children are going to go missing. Really? That's scary. I don't know. I don't know that I trust Dawn anymore. I try to give parents benefit of the doubt. I try to remember that if they did do something to their child, that is something they will have to live with. And I try not to be all jumping all over them. Oh, really? You got that on? Is that when you were recording? That's good, Fred. Very good. Girl, Rhonda, we need Grady Judd over there. We need him take Ronnie Lawson's place. He'd have that place whipped up into shape. If y'all have never seen Grady Judd in a press conference that he does, y'all need to go Google Grady Judd press conference and you listen to that man. He is amazing and he don't put up with no crap. He is so fun. Yes. Yes, I agree, Millie. Fred, we are so proud that you are getting away from that area. And you look so good, Fred. You look so clean and healthy and happy and all the above. You look really great. And I'm happy for you and Ziggy. I really am. Wish y'all nothing but the best. So I wish he'd run for president. Yeah, we need somebody like Grady Judd. He'd whip the whole country into shape, I tell you. He don't put up with no BS. Yes, I love him. I like to watch press conferences that he does just because hearing chewing people out. He's pretty funny. But well, guys, I am going to let y'all go. Let y'all roam around the streets tonight a little bit. Oh, you're welcome, Ziggy. It's easy to say. Hey, Lil. Yay, thanks for coming by. But thank you to everybody that was here tonight. I really appreciate y'all so much. Just keep putting Summer's picture out. I really, oh, thank you. Thanks, Liplock. I appreciate that. That means a lot. Thank you. I'm just a wee little baby channel over here. But keep her picture out there. They want her to fade off. They want her to just be forgotten about. And we're not going to let it happen. And if all we can do is just talk about this, everything we know, if all we can do is keep sharing her picture, I mean, print you some flowers. Put them around your town. Because if she was taken out, trafficked, who knows where she's at right now? She might be in the little town where you live. You never know. No, of course, I'm not going to stop on Summer's case. I'm not. I made a promise to that little girl when I was saying a prayer one night. I made a promise to her and God. I'm going to keep her name out there as much as I possibly can. So, y'all just keep her name out there and lots of prayers for her, for Sebastian as well. You know, he's who knows where, just like Summer. The two cases are eerily similar. The connection to law enforcement, the just vanished. Children do not vanish. It doesn't happen. So, but I do enjoy y'all always being here. And I thank y'all so much. I will be doing lots of work this week. So I don't know when I'm going to be able to get back on. It's rodeo week. And sometimes I'll be working days, sometimes I'll be working nights, sometimes I'll be working both. So I will try to get back on as soon as I can. And I think we're going to start calling out old Timmy boy next. That should be fun. So y'all hang in there. Y'all have a great week. If I don't see you for a couple days, just know y'all are so appreciated. Y'all are all so loved. And let's keep pushing for Summer. Justice for Summer. That's our goal. And with that, I'm going to say love and hugs, everybody. Love y'all. Bye.